All right, it's Pops, and today is the premiere of What If, and I wish I'd recorded this a little bit earlier in the day. Didn't get a chance to, but watched it, and it's like, who knew? Who knew? After we had to sit through the What If Captain America was a girl and could be better at everything, and then we had to deal with Black Star-Lord, who basically was a soulful saint, could do no wrong, and save the universe through conversation, and demoting Peter Quill to a Dairy Queen employee. We finally get a good what if story. Like, who knew if we could kill the Avengers off, we could get a good story. So the entire premise of this week on Disney Plus is what if the world lost its mightiest heroes? So again, the Watcher sets up a multiverse where this is what happens. I think it's important to understand that we don't really understand exactly how they're treating their what if. I mean, fan theories are nuts. There's clickbait everywhere. People thinking that this is going to be a bunch of random characters that will be pulled out of the multiverse for maybe a live action or another animated series, something like that. Like, be honest, all of that is speculation. All we're doing is exploring the what if, better explaining to people how a multiverse could work. We've had hints at it. We get the Kang storyline, which we're not even going to remotely get into all that right now. But we basically are having a universe here. And this is an amalgam of several different movies very early in the Marvel universe. So the entire premise begins with Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury riding with Black Widow. They're going on the recruitment of Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. Here you can see him having a donut inside the giant donut from Iron Man 2. And they're going to proceed with the story that begins in Iron Man 2. And you saw this in the trailer. Hang on one second here, because I don't want the audio playing. Take that off. They do the neck thing, which is supposed to save Stark, right? So they give him this injection, and it's going to make him better, so he won't have this debilitating heart condition where the shrapnel is stuck there. And that is how Iron Man 2 progresses. But here we get a mysterious collapse and death of Iron Man. And the Watcher starts to explain our story, where basically this is an area where the events of Iron Man 2 start to change and kicks off a whole cascade of events into basically what is Samuel L. Jackson's long week. So every little segment is Monday. This is Tuesday, where we go to the movie Thor. So if you remember the movie Thor, the Hammer is now in a quarantine zone with S.H.I.E.L.D. Thor is he's on Earth because he's not worthy, and he's going to make his way to go pick up the hammer. S.H.I.E.L.D. is monitoring all of this, and of course, this is the film where we start to see the origins of Thor, and then of course, his ultimate recruitment will come as part of the Avengers later on. So this is how the story jumps to here. You can see the S.H.I.E.L.D. story here as they're monitoring the situation, and you see that. They think the story actually has a really good twist here, that they think that Black Widow is responsible for killing Iron Man because she's the one that gives him the injection. So she's been interrogated by S.H.I.E.L.D. Nick Fury confides in her and says, no, I know that I can trust you. I know you didn't do it. In fact, I need you on the inside. I need you to figure out what happened. Like, we can't lose Iron Man. So something else has gone on here. I need you to investigate. I don't know where the mole or the leak is. That kind of conversation is taking place. And Coulson, again, this is in Thor. He's on site where the hammer is, and that's where Barton will be, Hawkeye. So we're going to have a little jump here. As this is what the conversation is. This is her breaking out of S.H.I.E.L.D. custody. Fantastic scene. We actually see, again, I got to be honest. The Iron Man, the Iron Man 2 Black Widow is probably some of the best Scarlett Johansson Black Widow, other than probably the early scene in Avengers, the interrogation scene. Those are really kind of the two best portrayals of Black Widow. She dismisses with these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents very easily. Of course, we jump forward. Here's Hawkeye. He's with Nick Fury. We're in the events of Thor. And then we progress with this. Coulson, of course, is here. And of course, you can see really great hair. That's the quote there from Coulson. And you're going to see crazy YouTubers and people totally making this into something that it's not. Like, is this some sort of Coulson coming out thing, you know, because he's infatuated with Thor's hair? And there's another joke with Hawkeye. And it actually isn't the worst humor. It's a little overdone, but I don't think it's bad. I thought this was fine. Anyway, so here's the shot where you have Hawkeye. He's up high. Remember the film in Thor. So Thor is getting ready to lift the hammer, or try to lift the hammer. Now in the film, of course, it's raining, and Thor is ready. Hawkeye is ready to take the shot, take out Thor, and Nick Fury is saying, "Stand down." This is how it progresses, and then of course he gets hit with the arrow, and of course they eventually turn on Hawkeye, thinking that he just killed Thor. So now we have two high. This is the quote. Two high-value shield targets are killed by our own agents inside 24 hours. And this is Barton. He's in their cell, their holding cell. And come to find out, they find Barton. Barton died. Barton's dead too. So within the first less than 9 minutes of the episode, we have 3 dead Avengers. And that's this new multiverse era story that What If's giving. It's like, we're not going to have Avengers. What would be the consequence? How will this play out? First off, we've created this great intrigue and mystery of who's behind all of this. I think the trailers have done a very good job of hiding some of the details. They give you so much information so fast, you almost could mentally speculate on different things. I think it was great that this was the episode, because there's a lot of talks of some of the others. This is really one that it kind of caught me by surprise, and I was very happy this is what they did. They came up with a really good what if story here. It just kind of keeps going. So basically you have the death of Thor. The body of Thor is being investigated. And of course, there's more jokes about his hair. And Widow, of course, she's trying to figure out who's behind it. And it was a great surprise that we're going to cross over to Incredible Hulk, right? So here we have Betty Ross. Why did I call her Betsy? Oh, geez, Freudian slip. So here's Widow saying that she's not here about the green guy. She's there to investigate, what's going on in the syringe. And that's kind of what's going on here, and that progresses for a minute. They're doing their investigation. They realize that this has been a setup because there's nothing in the vial, and they're like, well, this is nanotech then? Like, they don't know what to think. And then we kind of have 2 different storylines that are happening. Very well done, to be honest. So you've got Widow on the phone with Fury. She's figuring out, there's like a pizza delivery thing. She's figuring out that Hulk banner is being hid there. This was the transition shot that they use, and you can see the Watcher up in the clouds and stuff looking down. Really, really cool. I would not be surprised if we start to see more of that, or we possibly have missed that in episode 1 and 2. I'm not going to go back and watch them and look for that. But if that was like a hidden little gem in all of them, that's actually a pretty cool thing. The comic books are known for those kind of Easter eggs, so that's really pretty awesome. And you have basically this progression of Fury's story, where he's going to go and meet. Basically what has happened is Loki shows up. Okay, so Loki shows up with Sif and a whole army of Asgardians and says, we're here because you guys murdered Thor. So Nick Fury's panicking. There's like a communication where Widow's trying to get a hold of Nick Fury because she's at the university with Banner. And then of course says, listen, we're on the same side here. It takes the phone call because at the university, just as we saw with, here's the standoff. Really, really good. Wish the animation was a little better. The animation is very, very 2D flat, not very good. It's okay at times. But anyway, so General Ross shows up with the tanks and all of the army as the events of Incredible Hulk progress. And they are, they've got the university surrounded. Widow's on the phone with Fury. And there's this little shot right here. So they got, someone has Bruce Banner in the crosshairs, and the bullet goes off and hits him. And of course, he is going to turn into the Hulk. Widow's on the phone with Fury, who's trying to face off with Loki. And Loki's like ready to attack. Banner's about ready to become Hulk. This is what we see. Fantastic. And the events here are really pretty good to see. So this is those things happening. He turns into the Hulk. Gotta get to the right shot because this is really good. But then suddenly the Hulk is suddenly like blowing up, like inflating. And you don't really quite know exactly what's going on. And of course, it turns really, really bad very, very quickly. And we now don't have a Hulk, but we don't know who shot him. So shot him with something. Hulk's gone too. So we've lost 4 Avengers at this point. Widow's on the run. Fury's facing off against Loki. And we still have 15 minutes or so to go. This is great. This is great. Good job, Marvel, on this episode. This basically the writers of the first 2 episodes are credited with this. So like they can do good work. I don't know exactly why they constrain themselves. Anyway, so we move a little further and you have this great story where basically, look, we should be working together. So Fury's trying to buy himself some time from Loki, going, listen, somebody murdered your brother. It wasn't us. We're trying to find him. Give us some more time. And that's pretty much how they leave things. And the investigation will continue. This is Loki, by the way. And Widow goes and she goes to a library. There's some jokes about Coulson's login, which again, it's that love affair of Cap jokes, which it's okay. I don't know. Like again, some of the stuff's overdone a little bit, but basically Widow is figuring out who's behind it. And this moment that she figures it out, she suddenly attacked herself. So she's attacked. She's being bounced around. We don't quite see who it is that's attacking. So she's got the phone there. And she's basically just screaming out to Fury, it's all about hope, 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 hope. So we don't see a whole lot here. Again, great job, Marvel. Let's not overwhelm the audience with exposition. Let's actually show us some cool things. But then it's also cool to leave some things off camera, lack of a better term for an animated show, but leave stuff to the imagination. Like we don't actually see how this concludes. We jump forward a little bit and Fury is in the diner. Basically like we're running out of time. He's playing this message over and over and over again. It's about hope. And, the talk with Coulson here is really pretty good because it really does show that phase 1 Marvel, Coulson and Sam Jackson and organizing the Avengers and said, listen, your name's on here too. This is about you too. And he, out of the blue, so we can get the shot here. He makes this little move and he goes, no, there's not. There's another Avenger left. And he goes over to his little desk. Oh, he goes over into the car. That's right. So it's in the car, pulls it out, and there's the pager. Right. So we now have ties to the Captain Marvel movie, right? So he has the pager. So he's on the list to be an Avenger. He goes, he's the only one left. And he saved the pager to reach to Carol Danvers when it's pretty much hopeless on Earth. However, they're running out of time against Loki. They have to go and they have to make a decision. They show up. This is what they're faced off with. And then we cut to this scene where we go to a graveyard. And then the big baddie is revealed. And it's like Agent Hope Van Dyne was killed on a mission outside Odessa, Ukraine. So in this universe, the Wasp, Hope Van Dyne, was working with S.H.I.E.L.D. and was killed. So the big baddie of the episode, which was a big surprise for me, didn't see it coming, turned out to be none other than Hank Pym. So Hank Pym, okay, can't get it paused on the right shot here for you. Let's see if I can just hit this button. Anyway, so it's Hank Pym, and it reveals how he basically is the one behind all the different moments. He's the one that's done everything. Look how he's drawn. Poor Michael Douglas. He got a pretty bad raw deal on the drawing here. Ooh, he looks bad. And he's in more like a cool sort of yellow jacket, Iron Spider kind of contraption. I really like this the suit though and how it fights. So basically he attacks Fury. Fury's laughing because Fury's dodging him, throwing him away like a wuss, like he's just stop moving. Fury is just dodging him at every move, almost to the point where it doesn't make any sense. And of course, then we get to this shot with Fury just laughing. There's 100 Furies, and now like hopefully will click for you. What's actually happened is that's not Fury at all. It's of course Loki. They cut a deal. So the big twist then just keeps going because this episode's really, really good. Is Loki says, I think I might extend my stay here on Midgard. So that is not what they agreed. Loki's changing the rules, as he would say in his show. Pray they don't change them again. Then we get to Friday, because Loki's been here within 24 hours. We go to the United Nations, and basically we have the speech from Avengers, the 2012 Avengers, about basically Neil. He basically has subjugated the whole Earth in like 24 hours. Like they already know they're outmatched, outmanned, whatever, because there's no Avengers to fight them. So a really good twist, a really good fate, because it definitely deals with just a bad situation, which is one of the reasons I think in hindsight why episode 2 ends the way it does. Because really, if you put 2 and 2 together, episode 2 ends with, T'Challa's saving the universe, that's fine. But by not having Peter Quill gets abducted by Ego, and the two of them can destroy the universe. So that multiverse, again, is a horrible, horrible fate. This one as well, because there's no Avengers. Well, but here, there's a quick little twist. We move over here to Coulson, and they're by all of the coffins. So you see Hawkeye's coffin, Thor's coffin, and then he basically says, "No, it's not over." And you fast forward, you see him go down. Get the shot. You see Fury come into this dark place, wipes the ice. It's a pretty awesome shot. The shot that was in the trailer. And then he says, "Welcome back, Captain." And of course, you turn. We see Captain Marvel, who's now got there to fight. So listen, I'm no fan of Captain Marvel. I call her, I'm with Nerdrotic calling her Space Karen. But this was a good twist. This was good. This was actually really good. Good job, Marvel. You deserve the credit. I'm going to watch it again. And I really want to try to give you credit for doing a good job. Not a fan of episode 1 and 2, but I am a fan of this one. This was pretty great. I'm really, really thrilled. This was really a good episode. I wish there's more, and I hope there is more. I know there's a lot of a couple other stories that are coming. I don't want to get into those in case you're not into those kind of spoilers. But for me, I'm looking forward to one in particular, see how they handle that. There's not a lot of episodes with this, but it is definitely interesting. And this is more of a traditional what-if story if you're asking about comic books, I think, because the other stuff, this is ripped directly from a comic book to my knowledge, even though I'm not 100% up to date and definitely did not read like all of What If. I've read my fair share, but not all of them. So anyway, maybe you like this episode. Maybe you think I'm crazy for not liking the other ones, but I thought it was really pretty good. And kudos to them. Good job. Good job, Marvel.